Like many 13-year-old girls in Fiji, Mariah Kavika helps out around the house when she's not in school. Mariah lives in Daumbati, outside of Suva. Her parents give her some pocket money for school. But unlike many students her age, Mariah doesn't spend all of her money on sweets or phone credit. She saves it.
I used to buy snacks and other stuff, but I save my money for... I usually keep it and then invest it, or sometimes I use it for schoolwork, for tasks, if possible.
Mariah's family are not business owners or bankers. She learned the concept of managing and saving money in school.
I usually save it, and then I get it home, I put it in my money box, and then save, and then I'll go put it in my bank account.
But Mariah is not content with just saving in her bank account. She has now begun putting her money into other forms of secure investment so she can make her money grow.
When we put our money in investment, like in a trust account, our money will be increasing, like profit, and it's better for us to save there.
Students like Mariah represent the changing future of Fiji. This change is spearheaded by a remarkable new program in Fiji schools called Financial Education. In 2012, a national financial competency survey was conducted by the Reserve Bank of Fiji and the Pacific Financial Inclusion Program. The main findings were that the majority of low-income households in Fiji did not demonstrate financially competent behavior. Financial competency is the ability to understand and to act when faced with a financial situation or decision. The study found that despite using cash every day, low-income households lacked the discipline, confidence, and financial products to properly manage their use of money and rarely budgeted or planned for the future. The inability of many people to save adequately for when they can no longer work is a significant concern. The study also highlighted a disparity between urban and rural households, as well as between men and women. Urban households appeared more financially competent than rural households. In all households, men were found to be more involved in controlling how the household managed spending, but were less likely to be aware of the household's past expenditure than women. The study also found that low-income families struggled to understand the terms and conditions of financial services. This was even worse for families who were not confident in using English. The result was that many families did not use formal financial services and were very vulnerable to unscrupulous lending and get-rich-quick schemes.
Well, we know from statistics that around 35% of our population, which is quite a large component of our people, are not within the financial services. In other words, they're excluded, mainly because they don't have bank accounts. So by including more of these individuals in our financial services sector, we are providing greater empowerment to them all individually. We're also thereby enabling them to contribute in a more meaningful and significant way to the economy.
Teaching financial literacy in schools through financial education is a key component of Fiji's National Financial Inclusion Action Plan, which is being implemented by the NFIT. Financial education instills in students the fundamentals of personal money management and investment so they can grow up to become financially responsible adults. These financially responsible adults should then be able to participate fully in Fiji's formal financial system and be financially included. Financial education builds financial competence.
Financial education is an important aspect of financial literacy. So this is why it's so important to target the adults of tomorrow through the school system, so that when they leave the school system, their financial literacy life skills are so much better than they are in the current generation.
The program to introduce financial education, or FinEd, into schools is jointly managed by Fiji's Ministry of Education and the Pacific Financial Inclusion Program. This program is in line with the 2020 Money Pacific Goals endorsed in 2009 by Pacific Island Ministers of Education and Finance together with central bank governors.
We want to introduce new financial behaviors. We will have a new generation of young adults that are financially competent, able to make a living, and able to contribute positively to their community and to the economy.
To achieve this vision, the ministry had to examine the current curriculum to see where and how to place financial education.
We felt that it is a life skill that we need to teach all students. Also, we felt that it needs to strengthen the financial education concepts that are already in the schools or in the curriculum. So it is not introduced as a separate subject. With the notion that it will be integrated into the related topics in the different subjects, such as English, mathematics, social science.
On Tuesday, he bought
From the outset, it was decided that financial education would be placed in core subjects, meaning every student would have equal access to personal money management across 12 years of learning. Throughout these 12 years, students' learning would focus on 3 key financial education themes. These are save, spend wisely, and share.
The focus now is on personal money management and investment. We feel that the students need to learn first how to manage their own money before learning about managing money in businesses.
From April 2013, schools around the country introduced financial education into classrooms at both primary and secondary school. At the primary school level, there are 3 critical learning areas for students: managing money, income and wealth, and planning ahead. Lessons are provided using a band approach with 2 class levels in each band.
We have different manuals for each band. That is 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So the learning outcomes differs from one class to the other, according to their level. So the only main thing that we have to teach the children is not to make them financially literate. Financial education, as I've been telling my team, that it is not a subject on its own, and it has to be the ideas that we have, the learning outcomes, has to be integrated into the national curriculum. In fact, we have been getting a lot of resources which are really useful. Like we have got our manuals there as our guides, and we've also been getting money specimens and all those, and it was really useful. Everything is in the manual, all the things are supplied, all our games and all those are supplied.
Okay, she said piggy bank. Do you think piggy bank is a good way of saving money?
Yes.
How many of you have a piggy bank at home? Wow, that's so good.
In our lesson, we took a story which was part of financial education manual, and then we also have dramatization. We have used role plays, and then we have looked at constructing things. We have made budgets as well, and then at the moment we are looking at having a class project done. I have noticed that it's a positive response. They're really enjoying the class, especially with the activities that have been put for them.
Saving money, and I shall elaborate more as to the money that our parents give for your spending money to spend. Do you need to spend all your money?
No. Okay. First and foremost, they should control their spending. I feel whatever they have saved, it can be used in a better way, and then they have their share of input into the family to contribute to maybe to the family activities they have, or maybe to share the responsibilities of a useful member of their family.
I love making sulu. I really love making sulu. But in the end, I get no money. I don't have enough money.
The financial education class activities are designed to be related to real-life experiences and to provide opportunities so that the learning can be passed from the student to their family.
So usually when we go home and we talk about stuff we learned at school, I usually talk about financial education. So I talk about it a lot at home. Saving money, especially with us because I come from a big family. So if they save money, I'd like to save money now so I wouldn't have to trouble my parents later on when I go to tertiary.
Next day, Emily reached her boo-boo with a huge smile and sparkling eyes.
Morning, boo-boo. I've been thinking about
Parents have been pleasantly surprised at the change in their children, but are more surprised that what the children learn in school, they can use at home too.
It do really changes our life, especially how we budget our groceries in the weekends, weekdays. I've learned that they have learned how to save their money, they've learned to budget. I mean, the program that they have learned and they put it into practice, and we have learned it also from them. Yeah? And yes, we really do learn a lot from that this program from them. Yeah?
At secondary school level, FinEd again reinforces the concepts of saving, sharing and spending wisely in commercial studies, math, English, accounting and economics. In these subjects, the learning areas covered include income and money management, financial investments and managing risk through insurance and other means, long-term financial planning and creating wealth.
So when it comes to insurance, we give them small examples like their own mobile phone, if they have an MP3 player. So what would happen if it is damaged? And most of them would be responding, oh, we'll ask our parents to buy new ones. So in response to that, when you are older, you can't afford to be buying new ones when one of your very valuable items has been damaged. So the best thing to do is to insure. And we introduce all the insurance companies in Fiji. So apart from savings, yes, there are other topics we are talking to them, which definitely they will face when they become adults.
It makes me feel more aware of how much I spend, how much I save, and how much more I should invest in bank accounts and all, and how much more I should, be careful about debts and borrowing. I should know how to budget my money, the income that I'm getting if I start work straight after school. So, like, if I'm going to rent out a flat, I need to know how much money that I'll use for my rent, how much money I'll use for my foods and water bills and electricity bills and things like that.
Today our office doesn't go to first birthday party. First birthday party is...
The curriculum also addresses common Pacific Island situations that arise when cultural obligations put a strain on personal finances.
Got a money of $500 and our spending.
At home, it's taught me that when family tradition or cultural obligation comes in, I can also help my parents with the budgeting and planning of the money. It's useful to learn about this in the classroom because the learning environment, I guess, is more detailed than as what we've learned at home, as our parents might not be that educated on FinEd or the management of money, and also teachers are there to help us get broader knowledge on the management of money.
Many valuable lessons have been learnt during the first years of the FinEd program in schools nationwide. But a true measurement of the program's success will require extensive monitoring and evaluation over time, and these are now being put into place.
In short term, we need to monitor the implementation status of financial education. In the long term, we need to evaluate and find out whether the students are coming up with new financial behaviors. We hope that in the 12 years of their study, from primary right up to Form 6 level, that they continue to develop these financial literacy or financial competencies, so that when they come out of, when they leave school, they are financially competent and they can make a living and contribute positively to the society and also to the economy.
For the international community, and especially the Pacific Financial Inclusion Program and the Australian government's Fiji bilateral program, which has been heavily involved in supporting FinEd, there is great hope that financial education can be introduced into schools in other island countries.
The next step for FinEd is to take FinEd out to the other Pacific Island countries. Already there has been great interest shown by these countries. Many of them have in fact visited Fiji, and we're also getting a lot of interest globally, and the next exciting step is to take it out to the global community.
By getting a strong grounding in personal money management, students like Mariah Kavika may be changing Fiji's future for the better.
I'm able to save my money, and I'm actually learning and I'm practicing something I'm learning from school.
Developing a generation of young women and men who can manage their personal finances and who are more engaged with formal financial systems will lead to more equitable and sustainable economic development. FinEd can be an enduring strategy for building a nation where its people spend, save, and invest wisely.